Sa inyong record po, meron kayong 935 full-blown decisions na sinulat. This is in your 18 years, all right? Then you had 79 dissenting opinions and 30 concurring opinions, 13 maraming, you know. But the point is, you left no backlog. How did you manage na wala kayong backlog?
When you are appointed to the court, you have to learn the process. It takes about 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
Many justices, if they are appointed only for 2 years, they cannot produce the number of decisions that are required. Kasi sandali lang sila eh. You're just learning the ropes and then you retire. So that's the problem of short-term appointments.
But it was the policy of the court
before
that anybody who'd reached 67, they will not be considered anymore for
Yes,
justice of the Supreme
yeah.
Court. Hindi ba?
Yeah.
They had to have
about
3 years.
2 years.
2 years? It was a policy.
Yes, it was a policy.
Who changed that policy?
Well, gradually they made exceptions until the exception became the rule.
Is that the only reason? You mean to say the only ones who have a backlog are the people who have only been short-term only?
That's one of the reasons. The other is the discipline of every justice. It's up to him to really come out with decisions. You know how many cases come in, and you must at least dispose of the same number of cases or more to reduce if there's a backlog. So you have to monitor.
But there is nobody who is whipping, keeping them in line. Nobody. The Chief Justice of the Supreme Court cannot do it.
Yes, because each justice is independent. But lately, I've been talking about it, that we have to develop, to cultivate a culture of excellence. In other words, if every justice will have a zero backlog, then the entire court will be efficient. And if all the other courts, lower courts, also have a zero backlog, then the entire judiciary will be efficient. The instruction should not come from the top. It should be every individual employee doing the best he can. Because tayo, we always wait for the president to, we are waiting for a political messiah, for example, for a president who will solve the inefficiencies in government. We're waiting for a Chief Justice who will solve the inefficiencies in the judiciary. But we've been waiting. I think we need a paradigm shift. Let's look at the individual employee. If the individual employee can be efficient and this spreads in the entire office, then the entire office is sufficient.
You finished your term, 18-year terms, with no backlog. What does that mean to the ordinary Filipino who has a case in the Supreme Court?
The Constitution requires that the cases before the court should be decided within 2 years. Within 2 years, dapat resolved na yan. 2 years from the time all the documents are submitted, all the pleadings.
And that will happen if you have if you have zero backlog.
If you have zero backlog, then you comply with that.
What is the situation now?
Well, the average, I understand, disposal rate is about 4 to 5 years per case from the time of submission.
So talagang nadadaya ang mga Pilipino na imbes na maghintay lang sila ng 2 years after the case is put for disposal, they have to wait 5 years because, what is it? The Supreme Court justices are too lazy?
In the U.S., where the appellate courts are more or less efficient, trusted by the people, if there's an appeal to the Supreme Court of the U.S., it can be just dismissed. Every litigant in this country wants his case to be decided by the Supreme Court. That's the culture that we have. They are never satisfied kung it was just decided at the appellate court level.
Why do you think that is? They have no trust in the qualifications or in the competence of the lower court justices?
Well, they want to First, they want
Or
to,
the lawyers just want to earn more money?
if they're on the losing side, they want to exhaust all legal process before they give up. The other one is they may not be too comfortable with the appellate courts. There's a developing culture that we have to comply with the zero backlog rule. In other words, nasa consciousness ng mga justices
Na ngayon.
ngayon.
Noon wala pa.
Noon, nobody minded about it. I think it's just a matter of time before everybody will comply.
Did you have anything to do with that developing consciousness?
First of all, I drafted the zero backlog policy and I had to prove that it works.